Hello, Mr. Chinedu. Yes, after the day one of the national 10 days protest, we are hearing some, voices from the north, from Twitter, from all social medias, pointing fingers to the Igbos, saying that the Igbos were the instigators of this protest, that they were the loudest. However, today, the north are the one crying because their infrastructure has been destroyed. Meanwhile, Southeast is so peaceful. They are calling the Southeasterners traitors, betrayers, and deceivers. What's your reaction?
I don't know how that information came about, because it has not been verified. But no matter how you look at it, from the onset, we have taken a position already concerning this protest. You can find out from anywhere in the world, any news media, any platform. You can see the reality on ground. That at the initial we said we are not going to be part of this protest. We are not going to be. I repeat, well, it has been a consistent, fact or news or press release. We have been the Igbo nation has been talking to the media about this protest. They are not going to be part of the protest. I go and look at what the deputy speaker of the Federal Republic of Nigeria said. I mean, deputy speaker. I didn't say deputy senate. I said deputy speaker Benjamin Carlo on several occasions. On several fora, he came out and make it very clearly that the Igbo nation would not participate in this protest. Secondly, the Ohanese leaders came also and took a particular position. The IPOB, also made similar revelation, and their reasons they stated were very clear, and it was agreed on even by Atiku Abubakar himself, that came out recently to issue a press release concerning Bayo Ononuga and his men threat to Igbo in Lagos State. And of course, want to say a big thank you to the governor of Lagos State, Sowolu, for taking it upon himself to issue a press release in that regard. But what we are waiting for is that, like what Atiku Abubakar said, that he is expecting the Yorubas, and of course the government or the police, to carry out a arrest and of course investigation into that matter, and anybody that is found wanting in this issue and will be brought to book. The issue of hashtag Igbo must go, does not have to be something that should be coming out from this part of the region, because considering the fact that a relational relationship has been something they have enjoyed over the years. But unfortunately, the Yorubas knows how to play, let me leverage on what they would call soft target, to drive a particular agenda. It was not Igbo that made people to be hungry. It was not Igbo that majority of people who are controlling Tinubu's government are not Igbos. They are, maybe 70% of them are Yorubas. So I don't know where that kind of sentiment comes. I don't know why the North is reacting to that. If it is true, the North should understand that if there's anything that happens, even in the northern part of Nigeria, the Igbos are still there to be, bear the brunt, of overlapping of certain ethnic attack. So the matter we're discussing is such news was not correct, and it can never be correct, because you can see from what happened. Look at the list of people who were also involved in that protest. You cannot see any Igbo name in that protest. What you have there is most of them are Northerners and most of them are Yorubas. Even though we have reservations, on the caliber of people who are behind this protest and what they intend to achieve with it at the end of the day. But coming to place the Igbo nation, in between this matter is something that has long been understood to mean, continuous ethnic reservation against the most successful, I don't know how to put it, in Nigerian context. The Igbos are not pushover in all ramifications, but their republican nature does not mean they are coward. They are not coward. But we know the reason why we are abstaining from this protest. One, our businesses are at stake. No other tribe in this country have more businesses in all the 36 states of the federation, including Abuja, more than Igbos. And if anything happens, the Igbos becomes a target. That is one. Two, the issue of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, the administration of Tinubu should understand very well that Nnamdi Kanu's life is more important than Nigeria. So we don't want to jeopardize his release based on somebody's caricature in the position of leadership. We don't do that, and we will not do that. So anybody that's pioneering that kind of sentiment against Igbos, should also go back to the history and understand, very well whether Igbos are killers, or Igbos are traitors, or Igbos are harmful, the way they paint it. But that notwithstanding, the issue is that at this point in time, we said we are not going to be part of the protest. Just like what we told Buhari when he was campaigning. We told him clearly that we are not going to vote for him, not based on anything, but based on justice, and equity. And it happened. 8 years of Buhari was a total failure, because the Igbos were not involved. And this one is, Tinubu's administration is heading towards a particular direction, and that is why we are calling, we are being diplomatic, we want to show our clarity, we want to show that, we cannot be part of something that is not very clearly defined. And the clarity of it is that Igbos believed, and it is true, if you go through, statistics or information or data, that is already on ground, you find out for a very long time, Igbo man has never accessed that position of presidency, and they are only being called when there is a struggle, to lift Nigeria. But when there's that kind of national interest, Igbos are not there to, partake in the national cake at the end of the day. So calling them short is a lot of reservation, and you can see it playing out, significantly in this protest, where all the whole eastern region, nobody participated in this protest, and that is who we are. We are not. We don't sit here and sit there. You understand? We'll tell you what we want to do, and we'll tell you what the reason why. If you don't like it, you take it. The day we will say this is where we are going. Nobody can stop it. Thank you.
Mr. Chinedu, before I let you go, some people in the northern camps and of course in the western camps are saying that yes, the Igbos will have a time whereby they will need the support of the northerners and the southwesterners. That in their own struggle, that there will be a time they also need the support of the northerners. That if they continue to remove themselves or detach themselves from this national protest, which is for national interest, that when that time comes that the Igbos will need the northerners, that the northerners will also abandon them.
That is not true. If you are putting it in that, you are creating a kind of sentiment that you do not understand the genesis of it. I must correct that impression on this camera, because we are here, to pass information.
The are saying the Igbos are saying that they are not suffering.
I'm coming to that. Nobody should even bring that issue on the table, because when we put up something in the public, and other people feel that no, it's not going to be like this, it's not going to be like this. Just look at what happened under this administration. We made it very clearly that we don't need somebody like Buhari. But the Yorubas and the Northerners, came against the Igbo interest. And 8 years of Buhari was a wasted one. But they are not saying it. Look at the Northerners again, coming out that they are saying that they regretted voting for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that they voted based on religion, not based on competence. How does that concern an Igbo man, for God's sake? That is the truth. So the gang up has always been this Yoruba and Hausa. You understand? And we know where the thing started, and we know the direction it is going to end at the end of the day. Upon what they have done, Yorubas and Hausa in Nigeria, what is the impact of their leadership in Nigeria? It's 0/0. Look at what the Yoruba man and some of their elites are saying, that Igbos understood that, there's no way they can be part of this government. So they went solo on their own. Igbos went solo on their own and drive anything they needed to drive, achieve anything they needed to achieve on their own, without any support whatsoever from the government. Look at the issue of rail. The Igbos were not part of it. Look at the issue of infrastructure development coming from the government. The Igbos are not part of it. The issue of presidency, the Igbos are not part of it. Irrespective that the resources that Nigeria is enjoying today are coming from there.
But can we be fair to the current administration, who has initiated and I think he has signed into constitution the Southeast Development Council? I mean, we saw the deputy speaker the other day jubilating, celebrating that the Southeast now have their own developmental commission, just like the Niger Deltas have always had since 1999. I mean, you are saying that the Igbos have been marginalized.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what you mean by ministry or creating a commission. That's just a commission. Of what value is the commission? It's of no value. I'm talking about infrastructure development. Federal government sponsored infrastructure in the entire Southeast. You're talking about ordinary commission where we are having 12 ministers. Southwest is having over 11, 12 ministers. Other regions are having 12, 13 ministers. And up till now, we are still having 5 ministers in the federal. So what is the justification? So all this sentiment that's been played around, you understand? We understand that at a point in time, there is need for us to define ourselves, and that's what we are doing. You understand? We are distancing ourselves because, see, Nigeria at the end of the day, Yorubas and Hausas should be held responsible if Nigeria is being murdered at any time. And that's the fact. We won't tell you the way it is. Go and ask some of the Yoruba elites. Go and ask some of the Northerners. The reason why Obi came to that level during the last presidential election was as a result of failure of the Yorubas and the Hausas in leadership of Nigeria. And they felt that, these people that have set pace, that have defined moment economically, commercially, and otherwise. Look at when the vice president came to Aba. I'm talking about Shetima himself. You know the statement he made. He said Igbos are mobile economists, a mobile economy. Do you know what it means? I'm talking about the vice president. I'm not talking about what Buhari also made similar statement. But these people who are masters in change, who are masters in innovation, who are masters in transformation, are being checkmated because they know that any day an Igbo man steps into the position of authority in Nigeria, Nigeria will experience something that they have not seen ever before. Even though they knew that Peter Obi was more competent than Tinubu. But you see, the alliance. So we want us to have this protest under what? What is the reason? When the Nigeria itself has already, put the Igbo nation, in a position that they come understand that, they have to struggle on their own to even define themselves. And that's what they have been doing for years. So the jealousness, I'm telling you, the jealousness they are experiencing now, means that they have acknowledged, but in disguise, the Republican nature of an Igbo man, the resilient spirit of an Igbo man, the transformational spirit of an Igbo man, the never say die of an Igbo man, the adventurous strength and spirit of an Igbo man, but they are painting it in another. And that was what led to the Second World War, when Adolf Hitler could not pinpoint one thing that the Jews in Europe did. But because of their numerous advanced and prosperous nature, they were being attacked. Today, Israel came and became a nation. And that is what we are saying today. Let them continue in whatever capacity they feel like, But another word is that the humble looking of a lion does not mean that the lion is weak.
Thank you very much for that. Welcome, Mr. Raphael.
Yeah, good morning.
All right, so yesterday being the first day of the 10 days supposed protest, the Hausas, the Fulanis, and the Yorubas are saying that everywhere the Igbos locked their shop, but they were missing on the protest ground. That this is a show of betrayal and traitorship. And this is why the Igbos will never be trusted, because when they were campaigning for the protest, the Igbos happened to be the loudest. However, yesterday, the Igbo land was as peaceful as a graveyard. However, the Northerners were suffering for damages, infrastructure destruction, and all that. What's your reaction?
Thank you. If you ask me, I will tell you that the people that are insinuating this, misinforming people on the social media are highly, bringing out misguided information to the members of the public. The Igbo man protested the highest. Let me come out with dates. What went on yesterday will not have been likened to what happened in 1966 when the political crisis was hitting most in the north, in the Midwest, that's former Bende State, Okotebo and Co, and Adakaboru. Then in the Southwest here, Akintola and Awolowo. That was when you have this Bakoya, what they call the Bakoya. The ones that, thank you, that throw egg, it turned to fire. Then in the North, everywhere. Do you know what happened? It was the same politicians. Nnamdi Azikiwe, the like of Azikiwe them. Abakatafa Balawa them. Akintolas, the Awolowos, they are still the one that caused the problem in the past. And when that protest was hitting, it was Igbo man that was targeted. And actually, Igbo lost, before actual war began, Igbo lost almost 1 million people in the north. They were murdered from Adamawa forest, inside Cameroon forest, from Cameroon forest down to Yoruba Highland, from Yoruba Highland back to Mid-Belt and the core north. Igbos were being killed in their large numbers. What do you expect us to do? We are not history blind. Why? Which was why we were being very proactive this time around. We did the highest protest of our life yesterday. Do you know what went on? We were busy buying fried chickens, big one, whole chickens. We were protesting with our wine. We were protesting with our beer. We were drinking beer yesterday because that's the highest protest of my life. Ask me why. When Obi was rigged out, Tinubu used his money, bought Obi's mandate. Hausa, Fulani, they did not protest. Rather, they abetted the rigging. Who did it? Yakubu Mamudu. He abetted the rigging. He helped the rigging. Then back to this southwest, instead of the Yorubas coming up because they contributed, they voted Obi. No man voted like Yoruba for Obi in the southwest. Is Yoruba. When the actual mandate was stolen, Yoruba was laughing. They were looking at us. They did not protest, and it did not stop that there. When Tinubu was the very day of his convention or swearing in, inauguration, sorry. What happened? The first statement that came from Tinubu was subsidy gone. Fulani did not protest. Yoruba did not protest. Hausa did not protest. Ibibio and Igbo. So there were provocations in the first place last year that would have culminated to the worst protests that should be, not even likened to what is going on today. Had it been immediately Tinubu hijack Obi's mandate, everybody came out en masse. I think Igbo would have been the one that will at least make it a successful one.
Mr. Raphael, wait.
I know what I'm saying. So when subsidy was removed during the inauguration, none of you come out. After that, pump price went high. After that, food gone high. And everybody were just staring at the Igbo man to go and lose his life. Igbo man lost. Let me tell you the reason why I tell you that Igbo man lost. Okay, no amount of protest where I did yesterday, where I lose anything more than Igbo man. Can I remember something for you? No, I said the government is bleeding, talking all manner of poisonous, pouring all manner of poisonous venom, saying that they destroy APC secretariat, they destroy federal government facilities. Go and check the cost of landmark resorts in the highland. The cost of Calabar Lagos Highway, Igbo man lost almost 1 trillion naira. Do you know how many facilities that we've lost already at Ablodo building destroyed by Lagos State government? Okay, we lost already. After this protest, let us check balance and know who lost pass. Yet you people want us to go and lose our life. Okay, Igbo man no go partake. Okay, as you see me, I'm a press man. We would have went there in group where they are protesting in group, and on the side of police is where I will stay and do my work as a press man. Okay, I no go agree, I no go talk am because no one suppose. I was protesting with the men in Igbo yesterday. Okay, we bought Mayangbo, and wine, ogro, full and with inside buckets, full and with legend. Cross breed it, crash it with legend and the stout respectively. It was fuming, and we were protesting as we were grouping the Mayangbo. See, let me tell you, Igbo man is not a fool. We are not sacrificial lamb. Every protest that comes to Nigeria, Igbo man is the sacrificial lamb. If we don't lose in humans, we lost in what? Practice. So we have begun to use our tongues to count our teeth. It is not always like that. It shouldn't be Igbo man, Igbo man, Igbo man. Okay? You know what I like yesterday? If you test run or check what was going on in the southeast yesterday, southeast was like a ghost yard, cemetery. Nobody move anywhere. You know what? We are doing our protest there. We want Nnamdi Kanu out. I have been protesting and protesting since 2021 when Nnamdi Kanu was thrown inside prison. Did the Yoruba help us? Did the Yoruba protest over Nnamdi Kanu's incarceration? Illegal. Did the Fulani man come? Fulani man was the one getting up, kill him. Okay? Since 1970, I've been protesting against injustice, against inequality, against what? Hardship, all manners of, inhumanities meted against Igbo man. I've been protesting to date. Okay? That one yesterday, if you ask me, is a child play.
Mr. Raphael, a social media handle called Lagospedia has said that because the Igbos did not participate in this protest, now Igbo must go. And they are now running a campaign that all the Igbos must go back to their village. And immediately Atiku responded that the federal government and the Lagos state government must look for that person behind that hand.
He will be arrested.
What's your reaction today?
Okay, that's refer me to one Olayenka that was campaigning against Igbo during NSAS in London. That Southwest are coming up with their mammoth soldiers to sack the Igbos in Southwest. It was what? It was apprehended in London and is in jail. If they release him, it was last year. I don't want to understand that guy. So this one again, if he spoke on TikTok, wherever he is, they must apprehend him. Okay? And again, let me respond to that TikToker. Okay? Listen and listen good. Igbo man ain't not going nowhere. Ain't go nowhere. Because we have to the task. Let him come with his mammoth of men to sack Igbo in Lagos State. We ain't going nowhere. We are here. We hold the economy of this place. We are not going anywhere. We're all over the world. You cannot dislodge us here. It's not possible. If they could not dislodge us in Japan, in America, Central African Republic, Gabon, and Cameroon, when there was political unrest there, you cannot dislodge us in Lagos.
So you're claiming, claiming ownership to Lagos.
Listen and listen. We are not claiming ownership. We are the builder of the economy. Okay, if we lock our shops, everybody will feel it. If we lock our properties, our establishment where we are selling our market, people will what? Be hungry.
Are you saying without the Igbos there's no Lagos?
Without the Igbos, there's no Nigeria. Lagos is an enclavement. How many square miles? I said, without Igbo man, no Tanzania. I know they are watching me. No Angola. Go and do your research. No Angola. Virtually the whole spare parts, the whole electronics in Zambia. The richest Nigerian man in Zambia is from Abateta, Anambra State. What are you telling me? One-on-one rapport. Not to say I hear from my ear. Let a Lagos. What are you saying? No Igbo man, no West Africa. Go to Gambia. Let me call my friend. By Senti. Let me call him now. He will give you some analysis. He will tell you what we are doing in Guinea. He will tell you what we are doing in Gambia. What are you saying? Igbo man is too large.
Our network in South Africa.
Okay, listen. You know my advice, eh? People that are protesting should be very, very peaceful about it. They shouldn't be destroying government properties and facilities. It's a peaceful thing. What happened is that they should write down their demands, their grievances, and table it before the federal. I think at the end of the day, good things are coming out of it. The man that is making video to chase the Igbos is asking for war. They shouldn't have said that. They should be looking for him and get him arrested. Igbo people are peace-loving people. Yoruba people are peace-loving people living with the Igbos for how many years now? Any simple protest, they will come butchering Igbo. Okay, we have taken enough loss and loss of jobs. on our head. And here we are today. Protest peacefully. Table you have grievances. I think we are coming out with good results.
Thank you very much for that wonderful brilliant submission.